Hi PN, it's Wednesday. I'm going to shock some people today, and I'm going to not convince you to join the Harry Potter fandom, but the Game of Thrones fandom. The only people that I would not recommend Game of Thrones to are anyone under the age of 16, and anyone who isn't okay with sexual explicitness or really violent death. So now that 20% of the population is still sticking around, let me tell you why you should be watching or reading Game of Thrones. Let's start with the books. I am not like a super huge fan of the books. I really liked them, but overall, they're not ones that I would pop out at people and say, you have to read this. George R. R. Martin is a really, really good writer, and he's really great at character development. There are no one-dimensional characters in this book. Even side characters have a wealth of information and background about them, which is really cool when you're reading high fantasy. But at the same time, it kind of suffers from a Lord of the Rings trilogy thing where there's like way too much explanation sometimes for stuff that doesn't matter to the whole of the story. So you really just have to get invested in each chapter. He does character chapters, and then sometimes he'll throw in a random character you've never met before to get like a side of the story that you would normally not get from a main character. The one thing I will say for George R. R. Martin is he does not half-ass anything. And for that, I think it's a worthwhile series to read. Now, if only we could get him to release a book more than once a decade, then it would probably be a lot more exciting. Now I'm going to recommend the show to you. The show is on HBO, so it's hard for a lot of people to get that unless you're torrenting illegally or you have a cable subscription to HBO. HBO has now come up with HBO Now, so you can kind of pay like $14 a month to get free streaming, or you can just steal your aunt's HBO password. Thank you, Auntie. Talk about the show not in relation to the books. So the show as a whole is so good. And what makes the show so good is that you really honestly don't know what's going to happen next. In the first season, they killed off their main character, which was pretty bold. It's literally just been a bloodbath of main characters. Get used to liking anyone too much because they're probably gonna end up dead. Because of this, the main characters that are left, you really have to root for. It's literally one bad thing happening to them after another after another. What makes that so awesome is that it's so satisfying when a villain dies. Expect the unexpected from Game of Thrones. This most recent season has been super satisfying, probably the best one so far, because we're finally seeing our main characters triumph for once. I don't know how long that's gonna last. I mean, I'm just literally on my toes waiting for the next person to die. There's this big mystery surrounding the series of what's the end game here? You know, who are we rooting for? What's the outcome we're expecting? And it's truly unexpected, which is a very exciting thing to watch on television. If you want some more of the background to really get into the minds of the characters, the books are a really great supplement to that, but I would encourage you to think of them as separate entities, particularly because the TV show is far ahead of the books right now, so we all literally have no idea what's going to happen next, which is very exciting. That's why you should watch Game of Thrones and read the books by George R. R. Martin, A Song of Ice and Fire, if you are interested. Also, you should read Harry Potter if you haven't already, because oh my god, what is wrong with you? Kyle. Kat, I hope you are feeling better. I'm sure you will be by the time that this video is posted. Sorry we missed you last week, but your health is the most important thing, so don't feel like you have to make a video if you are ill, ever. No one will punish you for that. My question for you guys is, what is your favorite character on Game of Thrones? My nerdy pleasure this week was booking a room for Memorial Day weekend at the Sylvia Beach Hotel in Newport, Oregon. We're staying in the J.K. Rowling room, which is completely Harry Potter themed, and I'm so excited, and I'll talk about it more in my next video. Woo!